Just a minute.
Yo, my grandpa was a great man. I always was so proud to be his grandson. He was well liked, and he always helped the community, and he could and did whatever he could for Blue Earth River and Faribault County. They were always a big part of his life. He always loved to be involved in politics and working on the Blue Earth River committee. He always put a lot of time and thought into it, of course, and he had strong opinions, but I believe this is the reason he was so successful in his life and was not scared to stand up for what he believed in and what was right to do. My grandpa taught me how to hunt and fish, and fishing was not one of my favorite activities, but I loved to be out the boat with him and participate with him and enjoy time with him in the boat. Hunting I've loved from the start. My grandpa was the one who pursued me to go hunting. He taught me to deer hunt. They are memories that I will have for a lifetime. The first time he took me out hunting one night, I think I was like 10 or so, maybe younger, but I know after that time I understood why he did not take me out again. I was a little bored, and sitting that long was a little anxious. But what 10-year-old would not be? My grandpa, ever since I started deer hunting alone, always gave me tips and advice. We could have talked for hours about deer hunting. He would always call me right after dusk. My phone would start vibrating when I was sitting in my stand because I always ended up sitting longer than him, which is a funny thing because I was the one impatient before, but then he is. But I always called him back right when I got down out of my stand and was walking out of the woods. And he always wanted to know exactly what happened and how it went and what happened and if any deer smelled me or saw me. He always bugged me about wearing safety harnesses. I did sometimes, not always, depending on how high I was off the ground. My best memory of hunting with my grandpa was the last opening slug weekend when we were all at the cabin. He asked, "Nick, you got your clothes in the bin with leaves?" I answered, "Yeah, Grandpa." "Yes, Grandpa." Then the same old, "Where's the safety harness?" I said, "In the bin with my clothes." He asked, "Are you going to wear it?" I'm like, I said, "I don't know. Depends." He asked, "Well, how high is your stand?" I was like, "Well, I used all the tree screws." Getting a puzzled look from my father and my grandpa. They both thought I was crazy because it was so high in the tree, but I felt fine and I felt safe in the stand. My thinking is life is full of risks. Why stop there? Why not live the life to the max? Which I think I got from my grandpa. My grandpa loved dogs and raising them, which I also picked up on. I plan on keeping his pride bloodline in my family and keep it going throughout the years, because I know what it meant to him and how much work he put into getting it started. Keeping tally on, he always loved keeping tally on the sports of us grandkids. Participating in, you could say he liked to brag about us at coffee. He always pushed us to do our best. My Aunt Renee always tried to do her best sending pictures and keeping him updated with her kids' sports, even though she lived 5 hours away. And even though she had 2 kids running around, it was sometimes hard to keep in touch with us and my grandparents. It is a hard task. My mom and dad were seeing them or talking to them at least 3 times a day, but they would always come to the office and see them also. My parents always stopped there before leaving town, as do I. It is a habit we got to do, and I always loved to go see them before we left town. They loved the company. I know my grandpa always treated me equal with my cousins or anyone else, even though we all have different talents in life. My grandpa always tells me how proud he is and reminds me we all are different and are better at different things. I think it is really cool how me and my cousins all enjoy running and being outdoors. All have fun doing it, and my grandpa will always be my hero and role model. I will and always have looked up to him. I just love talking to him about hunting and fishing or anything. We had a lot of the same interests. I love my grandpa and always will. He will always have a big part of my life. You're the best, Grandpa.
Don't I just